How do you make time to write when you have no time to write? Great question. Writing for me was always something I was interested in since I was a kid, and when I got into high school that really focused in on screenwriting specifically, and when I went to college I studied screenwriting, and thankfully and gratefully I am working in the industry that I want to be in, and I'm in a position where I'm learning so much about scripts and writers and how the writing process works in this industry. But as much as I'm now surrounded by that, I haven't had time to write, or I haven't had the focus to write, and that makes me sad because it's something that I really enjoy doing. And I think post-college I was really burned out too, so I really wasn't writing because I felt like, oh, you know, there's always that like myth with writers, like inspiration needs to strike, and you know, suddenly you'll be up at 2 a.m. and just writing pages and pages, but it doesn't always work that way. Inspiration doesn't always strike. Sometimes you just have to sit down and work, because that's how things get done, that's how things get written. And especially now that I'm working full time and I really don't have time to, you know, sit down, focus, because weekends are just kind of like my time to like relax and not think about anything. But I still want to be working toward what I ultimately want to do, what I feel like my passion and my purpose is, and that's to write. Finding the time to do what you want to do is never always easy, and sometimes it takes sacrifice. Sometimes it always takes sacrifice. But at the same time, you have to be watching out for your own mental health and physical health and making sure like, hey, am I doing okay? Making sure, you know, that you're not just wearing yourself out and overworking yourself. It's always best to make sure that you are doing great, because that's also when you write best. When you're like worn out and you're just completely tired, nothing you write is really gonna make sense. But for me right now, I kind of gauge how I'm doing throughout the day at work, and then I say, okay, today I'm gonna go home and write, and that's what I'm gonna do tonight. And I guess I'm really more approaching this topic from, this is what I want to do for my career, not so much as like this is a hobby type of thing, because for me this is what I want to be my career. This is like how eventually I would love to just be able to like write all day and not have to do anything else. That would be wonderful. But I'm not there yet, and that's okay, because I have to work toward earning that. That's another thing. It takes a lot of work, and you have to earn those things that you really want to do. After college, I thought, oh, I'm just automatically gonna get a writer's assistant job or a writer's job and just be on my way, getting credits, being on a TV show or whatever. Not how it works. You really gotta start from the bottom and work your way up, because there's so much to learn in any field that you pursue, and being humble and being willing to learn and not just think that you deserve something or you're entitled to something is so important, because everyone needs to work their way up. And part of working my way up is making sure that I'm spending time to write, to work toward my craft in writing, to finally finishing that freaking pilot that I've been working on forever. It's those things, the day-to-day things that, you know, you don't always see, and you don't know, that aren't glamorized by successful people, because everyone has to do it. But it's easier to just say, hey, this happened, and then I was doing my own TV show. That sounds so much easier and nice. But I love writing because it allows me to just explore this completely different world or space or these different characters, and it's always just so exciting for me to explore different characters and to build them out and to build out this story, and that's what I really love doing. And some days it's harder to write because I don't think I'm in the right headspace, but once I really get into it, once I make myself sit down and do it, I'm like, okay, this clicks, this feels right, this is good, I'm glad I forced myself to do this. If you're a writer, or you're pursuing writing, or you like writing as a hobby, let me know some of your thoughts or methods of how you get into the writing mode. Thanks for watching, and Kai, I will see you tomorrow.